Early life of Karl Marx.
Karl Marx was born on May 5, 1818 in the German city of Trier. He was the third of 9 children born to a middle-class family of Jewish descent. Marx's father, Friedrich Marx, was a successful lawyer, but converted to Protestantism in order to preserve his legal career in a predominantly Catholic region. Marx's mother, Henriette Pressburg, was the daughter of a rabbi and provided a strong religious and cultural influence on her. Marx was a brilliant student and excelled in his studies, particularly in philosophy and classical literature. He enrolled in the University of Bonn in 1835, where he studied law, but he soon became more interested in philosophy and transferred to the University of Berlin the following year. There, he was exposed to the ideas of Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel and became a student of the Young Hegelians, a group of left-wing intellectuals who sought to critique and modify. In 1841, Marx received his doctorate in philosophy from the University of Jena and moved to Cologne, where he worked as a journalist. He soon became involved in political activism and was forced to flee to Paris in 1843 to avoid arrest. In Paris, Marx became involved in the Communist League and began a close collaboration with Friedrich Engels, who would later become his lifelong friend and collaborator. In 1845, Marx was expelled from France and moved to Brussels, where he continued his political activism and intellectual work. He wrote The German Ideology and the Poverty of Philosophy during this period and developed the basic principles of historical materialism and the labor theory of value. These ideas would later form the basis of his most famous work. Karl Marx's early life was marked by intellectual curiosity, political activism, and a deep commitment to social justice. His ideas and writings continue to be widely studied and debated, and his legacy remains a powerful force in the world today.
The Communist Manifesto.
The Communist Manifesto is a political pamphlet written by German philosophers Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in 1848. It lays out the principles of communism and argues for a classless society in which all property is publicly owned and each person works and is paid according to their abilities and needs. The manifesto is considered one of the most influential political texts in modern history and remains relevant to discussions about social and economic.
Historical materialism.
Historical materialism is a theoretical framework developed by Karl Marx, which argues that economic and social conditions shape the development of human society. According to this theory, the mode of production, i.e. the way in which goods are produced and distributed, is the most important determinant of social structure and cultural norms. Historical materialism posits that societies progress through a series of stages, moving from feudalism to capitalism and eventually to communism. It remains a key concept in Marxist thought and is widely debated in the fields of society.
Labor theory of value.
The labor theory of value is a central tenet of Marxist economics, which argues that the value of a good or service is determined by the amount of labor required to produce it. According to this theory, the exploitation of workers by capitalists is inherent in the capitalist system, as workers are paid less than the value of their labor. The labor theory of value has been widely debated and criticized, but remains an important concept in Marxist thought and is still discussed in contemporary discussions of economics and labor rights.
Class struggle.
Class struggle is a central concept in Marxist theory, which argues that society is divided into different classes based on their relationship to the means of production. According to this theory, the ruling class, who control the means of production, exploit the working class and maintain their power through ideology and violence. Class struggle is a driving force of historical change and is seen by Marxists as the main agent for overthrowing capitalism and establishing a classless society. The concept of class struggle has been widely debated and remains an important topic in discussions of politics, economics, and social justice.
Capital. Critique of Political Economy.
Critique of Political Economy is a monumental work by Karl Marx, published in 1867, which critiques the capitalist system and lays out the foundations of Marxist economics. The book argues that the exploitation of workers by capitalists is inherent in the capitalist system and that the profits of capitalists come from the surplus value extracted from the labor of workers. Capital is considered one of the most important works of economic and political thought and continues to be widely read.